So you want to come to Canada, but your education and your work experience is in NOC C, which is the low skilled category. And none of the provincial programs or the federal PR programs apply to you because they all cater to NOC 0 A and B. Don't be disappointed. Today we are going to speak about the new program which is specifically catered to you, and you're going to be able to come to Canada through this program. If you want to know more about it, stay tuned. So as you all know, the two main important immigration streams in Canada, the Express Entry program and the provincial nomination programs, they are attracting the NOC 0 A and B category applicants, which are either the highly skilled or the people with degrees and diplomas and even masters, right? So majority of the people who are willing to or wanting to come to Canada under the low skilled categories, they don't really have any real options to come to Canada. And because of these programs, eventually what happened is that the people in the low skilled categories, there is going to be a shortage in the industry. And the same thing exactly happened. And one province has recognized that there is a shortage of low skilled workers in that province, and they have started a program to give them an opportunity to come to Canada. The province is Saskatchewan, and the program is the International Skilled Worker Hard to Fill Skilled Pilot. In that program, what's going to happen is the people who are in the NOC C category, mainly laborers, workers, servers, bartenders, and many other occupations. In the video, we're going to show you the list. They're going to be able to apply directly for a work permit to Canada, and those people are eventually going to be able to apply for their permanent residency in Canada as well. The beauty of this program is that since it's geared to the low skilled category people, it's not going to have a massive education requirement. It's not going to have a massive IELTS requirement. So let's start and we'll explain the entire process to you. So this program is geared toward the low skilled workers who are eligible and who are in high demand occupations. The two main important things that the person who wants to apply into this program, they must have a job offer from a Saskatchewan employer. Second, they need to meet the other requirements of this category, which we're going to discuss in the further slides. The applicant eligibility, how you can be eligible for this program. The first requirement is that you need to have a minimum of 1 year of work experience in the past 3 years in the NOC category which you are applying under. For example, if you have been working as a waiter in a restaurant in last 1 year, you will be able to apply if you get a job as a waiter in Canada, specifically in Saskatchewan. Second, your language skills, you need to have either IELTS or CELPIP, or if you speak French, you have to have the TEF or TCF exams, and you need to have a minimum of CLB4, which is very, very easy to achieve. And anybody who has even the basic language skills, they will be able to write the exam. And if it's hard for you, I would suggest that you spend at least a month or two at a good IELTS or a French school. You will be able to get that CLB4 very easily. Then your education needs to be either high school or equivalent. Important point to know here is that Canada do not recognize the education certificates from any other country. If you want to apply for any program which has a requirement for education, you need to make sure that you have an equivalency for your education assessed by the approved organization. The two major organizations people use is WES or IQAS. Then last, you need to have a Saskatchewan SINP approved job offer for a permanent full-time job in Saskatchewan. You have to make sure that the job you're getting from an employer is a full-time job and it's a permanent job. If it's a seasonal job or if it's a part-time job, you're not going to be eligible to apply into this program. Here on the screen, you're going to be able to see the list of all the occupations which are going to be eligible under this program. So basically, the job you need to apply for and the job you need to get needs to be in one of these categories, and the NOC codes and the job titles are mentioned, or the NOC titles are mentioned. Each NOC title may have many different job titles. For example, you have laborers in here, you have sawmill operators, you have general farm workers, you have heavy equipment operators, you have metal handlers, you have food court attendants, you have kitchen front desk, food and beverage servers, you have nurses aid, you have dispatchers, you have shippers and receivers. So it's a huge category, it's a huge list of people who will be able to apply under this program. And again, the most important thing is that you need to make sure that you get a job offer from a Saskatchewan employer before you are even eligible to apply for this program. Now you understand that who are the people who can apply. These are the people who cannot apply under this program. The major category, the people who are in Canada on a refugee basis and they have their refugee application ongoing, they are not going to be able to apply under this program. So it's better that if you're here even on a visitor visa or any other student visa and you want to apply in this program, you'll be more than happy that if you can get a job offer and you'll be able to apply under this program. Other options or other people who are not going to be able to apply if you did not provide the required document at time of submission. So the required documents are your experience information, your education information, your IELTS information, and your approved job offer from SINP. Or you were not able to prove that you plan to live or work in Saskatchewan. It's simple as that if you get a job offer from Saskatchewan, that's enough proof that you are willing to live in Saskatchewan. For example, if you are inside Canada and you have studied in Saskatchewan, now you found a job offer in Knox C category job, that's enough proof that you are willing to live in Saskatchewan. The last is that if you or your representative have intentionally misrepresented yourself in the application. Misrepresentation in immigration is a huge bar, or it's a huge deal. If any application you made along with this application or any previous application, if you have provided false information to IRCC and if they find out that the information you provided previously was false, your application is going to be denied and you will very likely be barred for immigration activities or applying for any new file for a very long period of time, generally about 5 years. So be very careful when you are doing an application under any immigration stream. Be truthful and provide the right information as much as possible. Then all of these programs where there is going to be a requirement for a job offer, they're usually going to be geared towards the employer. So this is not really for people who want to come to Canada. This is a program for employers in Canada who have vacancies which they are not able to fill. So this is an employer-centric program, and employers always are going to have certain requirements they need to fulfill when using this program. The first is that the employers need to obtain a certificate of registration from Saskatchewan Immigration Department, which is basically making a profile with them, saying that who I am as an employer, what I do, how many people I employ, and all of that. After that, they're going to provide them a certificate of registration. Only the employers who have a certificate of registration can provide a job offer to an employee to be used in this program. So not every employer in Saskatchewan is going to be able to give you a job offer. The major requirement is that the employer have to have a certificate of registration and the employer have to have a job in one of those NOC categories which are under the low skilled applicants. Then the employers need to obtain an SINP approval for the position, which is a job approval letter. Again, any employer who wants to hire any low-skilled worker, they need to get a job approval from SINP saying that, hey, I'm the employer, I have the certificate of registration, and I have this position which I want to fill, and I want to fill it with a foreign national. So please approve this position for me so I can give this letter to any potential applicant who wants to apply for the job under this program. So see, both the certificate of registration and SIN approval for the position have no fees. So Saskatchewan is making it easier for the employers to go through this process, because if you know about the LMI application, there is a fees of $1,000. If you know about International Mobility Program and some certain other streams like Global Skills stream, they have fees of around $230 per position. In this situation, there is no fees for the employers. Then the employer need to support the workers in the employment and the immigration. Employment, obviously they're going to have to give you a job offer and make sure that the wages match the median wage of the province, and the work conditions are safe, and there's going to be no problem for the employee. So basically giving you a good working environment. And for immigration, they're going to have to provide you for the job approval letter, which you're going to use to apply for your work permit. The employer has to pay the IRCC an employer compliance fees of $230 for each foreign national requiring an employer-specific work permit. This is the IRCC fees on a federal level. So there is no provincial fees for the employer. The fees the employer has to pay for the employer-specific work permit is going to be a $230 fees paid to the IRCC. And since it's mentioned that it's going to be an employer-specific work permit, so the applicant who will be applying under this program coming to Saskatchewan on a work permit, they are going to be bound by the offer letter for maybe a 1 year or a 2 year, depending upon your agreement with the employer, that in this duration the employee can only work for this employer, can be paid this specific amount, and they cannot go work for another employer because the work permit is not an open work permit. So be very sure that if you are looking for an employer, you have good understanding who that employer is, how they work, and are you going to be satisfied working with an employer or not. Because changing of these work permits can be very tricky. If you come here on an employer-specific work permit, you can change your employer, but you have to apply for a new work permit, and you have to convince IRCC that the reason you have left the employer is something major, where you are being mistreated or you're not being paid on time and stuff like that. Okay. Now, the most important thing is that how do you find a job under this program? So I'm going to take you to Saskatchewan's job portal, and we'll see that if you are going to be able to find a job that you want and apply on the website itself. Alright, so on your screen you will be able to see this saskjobs.ca. That's the official provincial Saskatchewan job portal, where you'll be able to go and find any specific job you're looking for. Since I mentioned that this is going to be a low-skilled program, so let's see that if there are job offers available for waiters. So I just searched for waiter, and you can see there are 24 available jobs in Saskatchewan with the job title as waiter or waitress. And if I see the first one, waitress for Houston Pizza, I click on it, I will be able to see the job. This is in Regina, which is the capital city of Saskatchewan, and the employer address is here, contact name and contact phone number. In certain situations, you're going to be able to see you're going to be able to see the employer email address as well, where you can send your resume itself. But in this situation, there is no email, and the description of the job says that it's a part-time or evening server. Since this program requires the jobs to be a full-time job, we should not apply for this job, because this is not going to be able to be eligible under this program. Okay, so if I go back again and search more jobs for waiter, I see a server job, I see a restaurant waiter job. Let's take this example. So the Desh restaurant looks like an Indian restaurant. They have 2 positions available in Saskatoon, another city in Saskatchewan. There is a contact email address, and this is another website. So they posted the job somewhere else as well. The job has been imported from National Job Bank. For more information, if you want to see the full post, here you'll be able to see it. But since you had the email address of the employer on this job portal, you'll be able to apply directly. So they also posted the job on Job Bank, where you'll be able to see the entire information. They're going to pay $13.5 hourly for 30 to 40 hours per week. So anything between 30 to 40 hours a week is going to be considered a full-time job. So this job will be eligible, and looks like the employer also is aiming to attract the members of the groups which are identified as minorities. But you have the information here for the email address, and you have the information for the email addresses as well. So you can contact the employer directly, send them an email with your resume, and if they like you, they will be setting up an interview with you. And once you have the job offer, then we will be able to help you directly to apply for a work permit under this program. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the video about the Saskatchewan immigration program, the new program for the low-skilled workers. The biggest problem I believe with any of these programs which attract either the low skill, high skilled or different type of people is the requirement of having a job offer. So if you are already in Canada, it's easier for you to find a job, but majority of the employers who have a open job position, they want to fill that position pretty fast, because obviously they don't want to wait for like months and months before an employee comes and fills that position. So with that problem comes the requirement of having a recruitment companies where they will be able to speak to the employers and show them the importance of finding people from outside if the employer are not able to find and fill that position from somebody inside Canada. So only in those situations those employers are willing to go through the process of contacting the government, getting the authority, approve their applications, doing audits, getting LMIA approvals or other approvals from either provincial or federal government. So those processes becomes longer, and not all employers are going to be willing to go through that process. So if you apply through even the Saskatchewan job portals, very likely I've seen the people who we work with, who we suggest to apply to this program, the response is not going to be an overwhelming response. Meaning if you apply for 100 jobs, you might get a reply from 2 or 3 employers. Then those employers, if they are willing to go through the process, then they will do an interview with you, and then comes us, the applicants we work with. We tell them that once you get a job offer from an employer, tell the employer you have an immigration consultant who will take over and complete the application for the immigration. So if that happens for you, wonderful. We have brought in many people to Canada through that process. But if you're not able to get the reply from an employer, then we utilize the services of recruitment companies in Saskatchewan who knows and who have the agreements with the employers that yes, if you're not able to find somebody from Canada, we'll find an employee from outside Canada and we'll take over and complete the immigration process. So that is the reason why immigration consultants and recruitment companies work together to bring the employers and the employees on the same page, take over the process, because not every employer has the time to go get all of these authority approvals and has the time to go do all the immigration paperwork. All right, so if you are in a position, you want to come to Canada, you are in the low skilled category, your knock code matches one of the knock codes we showed in the video, you can reach out to us. Then we will be more than happy to assess your file, see that if you qualify for this program. If you do qualify, then we will get you in touch with our recruitment companies who will get you set up with the employers, and the interviews will happen. And after the interview, you will get a job offer from the employer, and we will take over from there and apply for your immigration paperwork. I hope this is the information you were looking for and about this program, and this is going to help you realize your dream to come to Canada in the coming weeks, months or years. Okay. So having said that, if you like the content of the video, you like the information we provide you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share the video with your family and friends, because I know there is a lot of people who want this right information about Canadian immigration. Thank you very much for watching the video and stay safe, please.